The following upload is intended for reaction purposes only. All rights are reserved for the initial copyright owner. The full reaction to this video is available on my Patreon in the description below. Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching House of the Dragon. This is episode 8 of the first season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you do want to watch the full episode today, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So, in my personal perspective, the last few episodes have been fantastic. I've really enjoyed them, and I can't wait obviously to see what today, the next episode and the finale have in store for us, because I think we've massively ramped up the show. We've picked it up and I'm really excited. Last episode was great as well. It's called Driftmark. You know, we started the episode with Lord Corley's, you know, he was burying Damon's wife. She actually killed herself, didn't she? She had her own dragon burn her because she was struggling in obviously giving birth to the newborn. And you know, they was laying her to rest last episode. Everybody was there. The king was there, Rhaenyra was there, you know, we had Alicent, all of the Valerians, they was all there. Now what's interesting is Aemond decided that he's going to take that dragon, the one that actually killed her, the biggest dragon of them all. Yeah, it was ready to be claimed. Now her daughter, she wanted to take it, but he got there first, you know. He's gutted that he doesn't have one himself. His brothers have been taking, you know, the Michael out of him. They've been saying, here's a pig instead, you know what I mean? We've got dragons, you've got pigs. And he's ballsy. He went over, he stood there, he risked his life, he got on the back, he flew in the sky, he staked his claim. That's now his dragon. He's landed back down. The girls are not happy about it. They've ran over, they've started fighting. They've also brought Rhaenyra's kids along as a bit of backup. And one of them ended up pulling out a blade and cutting out his eye, mate. Absolutely ruthless. Big slash through his face. He's cut out his eye. Alicent's not happy with that. She wants revenge. Do you know what I mean? She's saying an eye for an eye. She was trying to get Sir Criston to go over and take one of the eyes of, you know, Rhaenyra's kids. She's not going to let that happen. The VISERYS, the king, he's fuming as well. He's telling Alicent to stand down. You know, it's my decision. We're a family. We need to get along. You know, Aemond, he kind of took the mature approach, kind of, and said, look, mate, I know I've lost an eye, but I've gained a dragon. So what I lost, it was totally worth it. But it was mad, mate. It was whole intense scene. Alicent ran over, she whipped a blade out of Viserys' jacket, she ran over to Rhaenyra, cut her arm. It was mad, mate. Honestly, it was crazy. And then we had more twists coming, mate. You know, throughout the episode, we had Daemon and Rhaenyra getting closer. They ended up sleeping together. Do you know what I mean? Then they started talking about marriage and you know, moving forward and strengthening. You know what I mean? She's saying that Alicent and their family are going to come for her. Other people are going to come for her as well when her dad passes, when she's going to ascend onto the throne. And she needs to make sure that she's got some sort of, you know, like foundation and some sort of strength behind her when this actually happens. So she proposed a marriage between her and Daemon. Now Daemon was saying, you know, that can't happen if you're still married to Lenore. Now what's mad is, I actually like Lenore, you know what I mean? Like, but they decided to put a plan in motion. They faked his death. This is where I actually really enjoyed it. I actually thought they killed him. And with the good twist at the very end of the episode, he ended up running out into the sea with his boyfriend, getting on a boat. He pulled his hood off and he had a skinhead. You know, he's whipped all his hair off and they've sailed away together. But the twist was that there was witness fighting inside of the castle. And as they ran to get the guards to come in, when they did come, there was a dead body lay there in the fire, all burnt. And obviously Lord Corlys now thinks that he's lost his daughter at the start of the episode when they buried her, and now they've lost his son. There's nobody left for his family, for his kids to obviously ascend onto the throne, so they're going to be absolutely livid and fuming, and he's devastated. But the mad twist is the fact that, you know, he's faked his death and he's got, you know, in the sea and gone away in the boat with his boyfriend to live a happy life away, where they're not going to be judged with wealth that they've acquired from Rhaenyra and Daemon. That it's left them two free to get married themselves. I cannot wait to see what happens in today's episode. We've got a new marriage, Daemon's third wife in 3 episodes. We've got Rhaenyra possibly soon, maybe ascending the throne because the king looks like he's pretty much dying. And then we've got his sons progressing in a storyline, taking dragons, fighting, losing eyes. It's going to be good. If you can't wait for today's episode, you do enjoy it, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Fighting, his neck was slashed by a courser's dagger. He fell overboard into the sea.
Lord Corlys has died. We're 6 years into the future. We've absolutely flew, haven't we, on this show?
The sea snake is strong.
And yet I have seen blood fever overcome men half his age.
I love my brother. But we must be honest with ourselves. We may greet his ship to find him gone. Driftmark is mine, by all rights.
My cousin the king would have your tongue for this.
But it's not a king who sits the Iron Throne.
Listen, it is Alicent, mate. He's ruling right now. That climbing down there, mate. Risky business, that. Dragon's egg. Who's taking this? Oh, Damon.
Meister Kesimadas, Sir Masters, and Drift Makot, Abrasma Baila.
I don't expect you to learn High Valyrian in a day.
King should honor the traditions of his forebears.
Unless you're planning to depose your own mother, you have plenty of time to study.
He means to call into question Luke's legitimacy.
Has he made common cause with Otter Hightower yet?
This is what I fear. Rhaenys flames the court. Surely she cannot be planning to back him.
No.
Welcome back, Princess.
Reckon Alicent's like proper dominating now, do you know what I mean? Really in charge of everything.
I say it's nice to be home, but I scarcely recognize it.
It was my understanding Lord Corlys wished for his grandson, VISERYS, to succeed him as Lord of the Tides.
The crown must choose what is best for the realm.
We shall hear Princess Rhaenyra's petition along with those of the other claimants on the morrow. Must greet our guests.
He is in a bad way, innit? Look at him. Really bad. I tell you what, he's played this role really well, the king.
There is a petition to decide upon the succession of Driftmark and the heir to the Driftwood throne.
Listen to not. See to all that business now.
This is Aegon.
Aegon. Ah, another one.
And this is Viserys.
Now that is a name. Fit for a king.
Fit for a king. They chugging him? Oh, they might be chugging him. Do you know what's interesting, that actually? So that's not a first kid with Daemon. I was thinking that it was, but it's not. It's got 3. Well, 2 and 1 on the way. Prince Aegon, Prince Viserys. You know, like, fit for a king's name, that, innit? And then obviously the one in the belly. But it looks like he's smelling that, what they call chalice or something. And like, I don't know if they're jugging him. You could tell that Alicent's loving it now, isn't she? Look at her. She's head of the table. She's dressed proper, like, as well, like, formal. She looks the role. She's fitting it. But it's interesting to see how her and Otto have moved up in the ranks. Like I said, we've moved 6 years into the future now. I thought they were saying that Lord Corlys had died at the start of the episode, but no, it's kind of like up in question. He was injured a lot in battle, and he was saying that obviously, like, there's a high chance that he may have passed away, but it's not 100% confirmed. So that's quite interesting, because I'm hoping that he actually hasn't died. And this Driftmark's in question, isn't it? You could have all this battling and all this, you know, like, mine, and then he's actually still alive and it's his, you know what I mean? So you could go through all of this for it not to be anybody's but the person that it currently resides under. So that's going to be interesting. But again, the guy's questioning Rhaenyra's, you know, children's right to Driftmark, which I suppose if you're going to have to pull out all the cards, you're going to have to just do whatever it takes, isn't it? And he's pulled that one. But again, like I said, I'm excited to see what's happening with Alicent's kids as well, because we've seen Rhaenyra's grew, they're older, innit? The last episode we had the little baby, now he's 5 or something. He was sat there, he was learning. Now we're going to get, obviously, Prince Aegon and obviously Prince Aemond with the slash in his face. Maybe he's walking around like a pirate, who knows? Can't wait.
I asked him to stop, Your Grace. Truly. You must believe me.
And no one else saw what happened between the two of you. Your troubles.
He's give her some money. In case she's pregnant. We've seen it happen to Rhaenyra, didn't we? That's proper pressure, innit? No matter what, though, you've got to feel for her. Do you know what I mean? You have to feel for her.
Get up!
Mother?
Think of the shame on your wife. On me. Carrying on like this, especially on a day like today.
Why? What is it today?
You are no son of mine.
Done everything you've asked me to. Try so hard, but it will never be enough for you or father.
It's been so long since we were granted the joy of your presence.
There's her arm in it, where she slashed it last episode.
Indeed. Your Grace.
They're not
Look at Damon.
marriage greeting upon our arrival.
What can either of us know of ruling a kingdom?
I do not rule, as you well know. My father and I are mere stewards of the king's will and wisdom.
And how exactly is that wisdom expressed?
Wisdoms of the Seven serve only to guide us on an uncertain path.
That's what it is. It's their symbols.
Which authority will sit in judgment of my son's claim on his own inheritance?
That would be mine.
Ah, mate, she's taking a role hardcore, isn't she? You got to admit, mate, somebody who, well, first of all, her dad kind of pushed her in the direction of Viserys, didn't he? And then obviously she's just ran with it and absolutely ascended, literally. Now it's interesting, so it was their symbols that were knocking around all over. She was saying that she could hardly recognise the place when she first arrived, and that's what it is, it's just different. But again, it's exciting to see because, again, she's kind of showing a bit of authority. It's my decision, and the council's who decides on what's happening. So I'm going to put it behind us as something that you just said in this room. Do you know what I mean? Moving forward. But I can't wait to see me, because these two ruling the throne would be exciting. Maybe we get the finale. Even though I want action to happen up until there, the finale would be amazing for it to be, the second to last episode where it's Rhaenyra is kind of fighting against Alicent, or like trying to take the position. And then the final episode could be like the inauguration, do you know what I mean? When she gets the crown, she sits on it, she's taking it, I'm the captain, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see. So that's Sir Criston, he's still that. Is that Aemond? Oh, he looks like a beast compared to him, look at him. Yo, he looks like a proper warrior.
You're winning tourneys in no time. I don't give a shit about tourneys.
Oh, he looks good, him.
Nephews, have you come to train?
I can't believe how good Aemon looks. He looks like a proper good warrior.
What we do for the good of the realm.
We must, of course, act in the interest of our subjects.
The next Lord of the Tides will be deeply in your debt, Your Grace.
I like fix it in it so that she picks them. But I hope she does the right decision, but I don't trust Alicent.
Fair proceeding, it is a trap. Set by the Queen in the hand, I'd wager, to proclaim my son illegitimate. I loved your son. You may not believe it to be true, but I did. I did not order his death, nor was I complicit in it, I swear this to you. Kluk's claim, and let us betroth Lena's children to mine, and her sons will be heirs to the throne. Rhaena will rule in Driftmark, and the seat will pass to her and Lucerys' children in time.
That was it was a fantastic offer. She offered Alicent a good one last episode as well. I don't think she took it either.
You can bargain with me all you like. Bring my granddaughter with you to soften my resolve. Tomorrow the High Towers land their first blow.
The Song of Ice and Fire, do you believe it to be true?
You told me it was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe. But the burden is a heavy one. If you wish me to bear it, then defend me and my children.
I want to have supper, Otto. It is the morning, Your Grace. Tonight, the whole of my family.
I can't tell me he's not acting well. He's a pretty good actor, him, isn't he? I've seen him in other things, but he's doing good.
The history of our noble houses extends beyond the Seven Kingdoms to the days of old Valyria. For as long as House Targaryen has ruled the skies,
House Velaryon has ruled the seas. I have spent my entire life on Driftmark defending my brother's seat. I am Lord Corlys' closest kin, his own blood.
If I am to grace this fast with some answer, I will start by reminding the court that nearly 20 years ago in this very...
The king's coming.
King VISERYS of House Targaryen!
I will sit the throne today.
Hey, unlucky. Unlucky, Otto.
I do not understand why petitions are being heard over a settled succession. The only one present who might offer keener insight into Lord Corlys' wishes is the Princess Rhaenys.
As a matter of fact, the Princess Rhaenyra has just informed me of her desire to marry her sons Jace and Luke to Lord Corlys' granddaughters. A proposal to which I heartily agree.
I hereby reaffirm Prince Lucerys of House Velaryon is heir to Driftmark.
Is no true Velaryon.
You may run your house as you see fit, but you will not decide the future of mine. I will not see it ended.
Say it.
Yeah, he's going to call him a...
Her children are bastards!
His life's over now, innit? Let's be honest. He's sentenced himself to death.
But have your tongue for that.
Oh, yeah, I knew Damon was going to kill him. Fucking go on, lad. Yo, the guy, mate, he was 100% dead in that fight then. He's like dead. Oh, Alicent's wounded. Look at him, man. He's always on his last legs, isn't he? He's always on his last legs.
May the mother smile down on this gathering with love. May the smith mend the bonds that have been broken for far too long. And to Vaemond Velaryon, may the gods give him rest.
See these faces around the table. The faces most dear to me in all the world. We've grown so distant from each other in the years past.
Oh, he looks mad, doesn't he? He looks like a proper pirate.
The crown cannot stand strong if the House of the Dragon remains divided. But set aside your grievances, if not for the sake of the crown, and for the sake of this old man.
I wish to raise my cup to Her Grace the Queen. I love my father, but I must admit that no one has stood more loyally by his side than his good wife.
More in common than we sometimes allow. You will make a fine queen.
Will do, mate. With him by his side.
To Prince Aegon and Prince Aemond. We have not seen each other in years, but I have fond memories of our shared youth. And as men, I hope we may yet be friends and allies.
This might be his last episode, this, isn't it? Well, he's gone out on a happy one anyway. All his family kind of together right now. He's seen them all one last time. Which one cut his eye? Wasn't him, was it? It was him.
Final tribute to the health of my nephews. Strong boys.
I dare you to say that again.
Why? It was only a compliment. Do you not think yourself strong?
Oh, he's gone for it. It's nothing to him. Look at him. He actually looks really strong.
Go to your quarters. All of you go, now.
Oh, imagine Damon and him have a fight. I'd like to see that one. He looks so sick. I said it all episode. He looks really good.
I'm sorry, but he wanted to know if I believe it to be true.
Believe what to be true, my king?
The Song of Ice and Fire. What he saw in the north. The prince.
Prince Aegon.
He met the realm against the cold. It is you.
Makeup's really good.
I understand, my king.
There's that blade in it. Going back on that again. That's the one that Rhaenyra put over the fire. That's the one that she got slashed with last episode, isn't it? Dragonstone, the blade. We seen Samwell take them out, didn't we, with it? Mate, they just say my love. Oh, that was interesting. That was a pretty decent ending. To be honest, it's been really good episodes, haven't they? You know what? I've got to say, man, they've done really well in terms of keeping it engaging and exciting and, like, being, you know, like, connected and full on engaged in the storylines without having much action and fighting going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I do say that I believe, in my opinion, that the episode should have a bit more action, a bit more fighting, because regardless of, like, how much you get, a little bit is better than none. And to me, like, when you get the rivalries, that's what it is. It's a rivalry. Like, it doesn't always have to be like a fight to the death. It could just be a little scrap here and there. Always go back to the first couple of episodes when he was just riding the horses, you know, and he was jousting and knocking each other off. That was action here, and it built a bit of rivalry. And after it, some people's a bit angry, and you had a little fight here and there. You know, Daemon was beaten, wasn't he, on the floor? I think it was by Sir Criston at the time. I can't remember who it was now. But, like, it wasn't hardcore, crazy, fight to the death, murder everybody, take over villages. It was just a little bit of, like, oh, that's pretty good, you know what I mean? But then we've not had loads of that. We still had loads of dragon riding and stuff, but we had get glimpses here and there. But I have to say, like, the past 3 episodes, the storytelling has been so engaging that we've not really much needed that. And, like, today in this episode, just seeing Prince Aemond grown up, I actually think he looks sick. He looks the best one. Doesn't mean that he's going to be the best one, but, like, he looks the part. He actually looks the part. He looks scary. He looks tall. He looks big, strong. And, like, his speech at the end there, he said strong, like, 3 times, you know, raise your glass to these strong men. And he was like, say it again, and he's like, what? It's a compliment. Do you know what I mean? But again, he looks intimidating, he looks strong. I would love somewhere down the line a fight between Daemon and him. Them two seem to be the most intimidating, feared characters, like, in terms of, like, what's going on. And I think that a really good battle would obviously be produced from them. We've seen him training with Sir Criston before, didn't we? You know, he's even though he's got one eye, it doesn't obviously falter his you know, ability to have these fights, and he seemed to get one over on him as well. He put the sword to his throat, didn't he? And, you know, like, he stopped before obviously the Valyrians come in. It was really good. Like I said, mate, we jumped massively. I think we jumped 10 years last episode, 6 years this one, or 5. And, you know, we're saying Lord Corlys has possibly died. It's not fully confirmed, but the king actually reassured everybody that his stance is correct. The fact that Rhaenyra's kid is going to take over Driftmark. He is the person that's going to be on the throne. And with, obviously, you know, now, the marriage proposal that was offered, it is going to guarantee that a Valyrian is going to be a ruler at some point. Obviously, right now, That isn't going to happen. They're going to have one come in, and obviously they're going to have Rhaenyra's kid, and there's not really a bloodline person. But then once they get married, once they have kids and bear the children to the line, then they are going to have blood on the throne. That's what this guy all episodes was talking about. You have Lord Corlys, who doesn't really care much about blood being on the throne. He cares about names and the history books. We've seen it when he was talking to his wife earlier on in the season. He said he doesn't care. History doesn't remember blood. History remembers names. And I want my name, my families to be rulers. I totally get where he's coming from. In that little box that he's talking about, he is definitely true. Nobody knows about blood. Everybody knows about names and achievements. And, you know, this guy, he say, well, I'm bloodline. I'm a Valerian. Do you know what I mean? I should be here on the throne. If it's going to go to anyone, Driftmark, it's me. And then, obviously, he's gone, and he's gone, and he's gone, and he's talked, and he's talked, and he lost it. And the king's come in, he kind of dominated them a little bit. Because it looked like Alicent and Otto and him agreed a plan. And the king just threw spanner in the works. Ruined it. Come in, double down on the position. He's not won. He's gone mad. He's got his head whipped off. He's called them bastards. And you know what I mean? And that's where we are. So I thought it was good, mate. Like I said, we didn't get like lots of fighting, but the storytelling has been fantastic. Good twist last episode with the guy obviously fleeing and pretending that he died. So he's still technically alive, as we know so far. But then again, obviously, the progression and with Alicent and with Aegon, do you know what I mean? And obviously now with the babies, the king looks like he's dying. It's going to be exciting going into the final 3 episodes, so I cannot wait. Okay, and that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. So if I'm not mistaken, and I listened to it correctly, it was hard because he was mumbling and he was dying, and obviously we had Alicent there talking as well. But did the king say about the prophecy that he actually wanted Aegon, the first or the second or whatever, his son, to take the Iron Throne over Rhaenyra's? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what I just took from that conversation. I feel like he sat there, well, he lay there dying on his deathbed, and he said to his wife just then that the prophecy wants his firstborn son to take over the throne. And that's where Alicent said, I know, I understand what must be done. So that's going to be crazy. That means to me that a battle is going to be coming, and I'm going to be really, really happy about that. Like I said, mate, I like fighting, but I do like storytelling, and they've done really well in the final few episodes. But if we're going to get some crazy action moving into the final few, now you will not have me ever complaining about that. Do you know what I mean? It is going to be so good. Like I said, they've done well to big one of them up in this episode. Do you know what I mean? Aemon, mate, he looks so sick. I thought he was going to have a fight with Daemon, then I thought he was going to step in, but no. We're going to get that maybe in the future episodes, but Daemon did come in, he did kill somebody today. Bang, mate, absolute head whipped off, chopped in half. The guy pretty much sacrificed a death sentence. He literally stood there, started going in on the king, in on Rhaenyra. He started obviously calling the legitimacy of her children's, you know, fatherhood into question, the bloodline, and that was it, mate. Treason, everything, all of it was right there. Boom, dead. So that was pretty good. Like I said, Rhaenyra did offer a fantastic proposal, to be honest. You know, she said, I'll get my son to marry your, you know, like, your grandkids or whatever's, and then like once they get together and they have their own children, the bloodline's going to stay strong and there will be people on the throne. Driftmark stays with us. You also keep your family going. You'll be part of the, you know, like Lord of the Seas again. Do you know what I mean? Fantastic offer that she said, like, she gave it her. She didn't refuse it. She gave the same great offer to Alicent earlier on in the season, and she rejected it clearly. She offered that her son, or no, her daughter, didn't she? She said that my daughter would marry your son, and that will pretty much guarantee that the Hightowers, your family, my family, rule on the throne together. Moving forward, our bloodlines will be stronger, we'll be united. And Alicent, she didn't have it. She didn't want it, did she? She rejected it. She said it was a desperate plea. Today as well, it was offered, and she said, mate, it's desperation. She said it might be, but who cares? Literally, who cares if it's desperation? Sometimes the best things happen in desperate times because you're willing to put everything on the line to get to where you need to be. Now, obviously, now they're going to fly home. Going to take the kids with them, and said that she's going to come back. And this was before the king has just told Alicent this information, which I think that she's going to rock with. You can tell that she already is enjoying the position of power. She's already loving the status that she's currently got. Her house symbols are getting put all over. Rhaenyra said that she's not recognising, you know, King's Landing and everything that's going on in the castle. It looks like a totally different place. Kids are well grown up now. They're all looking, you know, well, what's funny is they're all looking like absolutely different in terms of the way they're approaching say their lives, especially Alicent's one anyway. Do you know what I mean? A mum, Alicent, just said to Prince Aegon there that, you know, son of mine, just because of the way he acts. You know what I mean? He seems like he's cheating on his wife. He's, you know, it's ruthless what she had to do to that girl, didn't she? She made her drink that thing to make sure that she wasn't pregnant and give her some money as well, that she didn't speak to anybody. We also had him kind of being an asshole to one of Rhaenyra's kids, to be honest, you know, and he was disrespecting his future wife as well. Now, obviously, he stood up and he was going to do, well, I don't think he was going to do something, but he was going to say something, but then he got intimidated looking at the end of the table and seeing, you know, Aemon sat there staring at him. But I'm excited that the Aemon one. Like, he didn't really do much this episode, but, like, his presence felt strong. Like, literally, he just looking at him, I thought, whoa, he's going to be good. And I hope so as well. Like I said, I've not read the books. I have no idea where we're going with the storylines. That's what I personally think is better anyway. When you know something's happening, you're not, like, disappointed or shocked when someone dies or someone takes over the throne or, you know, someone moves on. But when you don't know, it's exciting. I never thought it'd be this guy, this intimidating, this strong after last episode, but he is. And you have to remember, he's a dragon rider as well, so it's going to be so sick, mate. I can't wait to see what the final 3 episodes have in store for us. Thanks for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.